Hey everyone, it's Nicole from Nicole Loves Nails. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you are notified when I upload a new video. I upload videos 1 to 3 times every week. So today's video is for the July Hella Handmade creations. I have quite a few wonderful polishes to share with you all this month. A couple of new to the channel brands. If you don't know what Hella Handmade Creations is, I will have I'll have like all the information down in the description box, as well as links, sale details, all the things are down in the description box, as well as over on my blog post on NicoleLovesNails.com with all of my swatch photos. So I have quite a few things to share, so let's just get into the video. First up, we have Alter Ego with Her Majesty Bearded Iris. So Alter Ego is continuing their theme of bearded irises with this one, and it's described as you decide if you see pink, lavender, or lilac with a heavy white shimmer and micro fuchsia metallic glitter. It's priced at $10 for 17 ml and has no cap. So the color that I was seeing the most was like a pink leaning lavender shade. Like it was very pink for me. But I could also see how, depending on the lighting, it definitely leans a little lilac-y. So, great formula, not too thick or too thin. It applied very nicely. I love the metallic look this had, and I really enjoyed the white shimmer. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. It was just a really gorgeous polish. Next up, we have BCB Lacquers with Electra. BCB Lacquers is continuing their Galaxy theme. This one is described as a teal polish with a shifting shimmer with micro flakies and a touch of hollow. It's priced at $13 for 16.5 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. Electra had a great formula. It was pretty opaque on the first coat. Shorter nails might be good in one coat if you don't go in for too thin of a coat. So my middle nail was good in 2 coats, but I actually did 3 coats on my other fingers. So depending on application will be how many coats you go in for. This has a beautiful metallic look to it in person. The hollow is a very light sparkle. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. And I did not have any issues with stain, but definitely make sure to wear a base coat with this one. Next up, we have Bee's Knees Lacquer with Meteorite. Bee's Knees is continuing their Ghost Adventures theme. This one is described as a pale gray polish with a glowy green shimmer and loaded with hollow flakies. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has no cap. Meteorite had a great formula. It spread evenly and easily and had a great consistency. The shimmer in this is very strong and very glowy, and those hollow flakies are extremely holographic. So the flakies also spread out evenly and easily on their own. This one is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your nail length. Shorter nails will probably be good in 2 coats. If this polish looks at all familiar, Bee's Knees has released several polishes that have a similar, I'll call it makeup to this one. This is like a sister polish to those polishes. I will have a little graph chart thingy that I made of swatch comparisons when I'm showing my swatch photos at the end of this one. Just know they are not dupes, and once you get them all side by side, they are not like super similar other than they're all gray with hollow flakies and very strong shimmer. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. Next up, we have Chirality polish with Fangs for the memories. This one is described as a sheer black polish engulfed with hollow flakes and a sparkling green shimmer. This is buildable in its own to wear, or you can layer it over another shade for a vampy effect. It's priced at $12 for 15 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. Fangs for the memories had a great jelly formula. It didn't feel overly thick or thin, and the green shimmer gives this base like a almost swampy, murky effect. I decided to swatch this one as a topper because I was kind of curious to see how it would look. I thought this was both really fun as a topper as well as building it up in 3 coats on its own. In 3 coats on its own, it has more, you see more of that green shimmer than I was seeing in 1 coat. I feel like the building it up gives you more of that shimmer. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove, and I also did not have any staining. Next up, we have Color Spectrum Polish. Color Spectrum Polish is starting a new series, and this one is based off of Bob Marley. This polish is called One Love. It's described as a black base with a rose red shimmer that shifts from gold to pink to green. And then it has UCC flakies, and then it also has silver hollow glitters. It's priced at $12 for 13 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. One Love had a great formula. It felt slightly on the thicker side, but I did not have any application issues. The shimmer in this is so beautiful. Like, it pairs with those flakies perfectly. This one also starts out pretty sheer. I wasn't sure if I was going to get full opacity in 3 coats, so I ended up doing 1 coat of this over black on my thumbnail. This does build up to full opacity in 3 coats. I think natural nails might be able to get away with 2 coats, but I obviously use 3 coats. I found that 1 coat over black, you get a pretty much identical look to what you get in 3 coats on its own. Just a tad bit darker, and you don't get like that layering effect from the flakies. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. Next up, we have Heather's Hues. Heather's Hues is continuing their theme of the Handmaid's Tale and bring you Does She Remember Me? This one is described as a blue crelly base with small neon green, yellow, and pink glitters, blue metallic micro flakes, and iridescent flakies. Is priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has no cap. Does She Remember Me also had a great crelly formula. This is a very bright blue base, not quite a neon, but also still very bright. The neon glitters really pop from the base, and I find that they kind of steal the show from the iridescent flakies and the micro flakies. The micro flakies give this a blue shimmery like effect on the nail though. This one will be opaque in 2 to 3 coats depending on personal preference. I felt like it was like 95% opaque on me in 2 coats, but I just wanted more glitters on my nail, so I went in for that 3rd coat. This does not dry textured. The neon glitters might give you a little bit of trouble during removal. I soaked this off with no problems, and I did not experience any staining. Next up, we have LynB Designs starting a new theme called Animal Magnetism. And this one is called Glamour Goose. Glamour Goose is described as a black-based magnetic with a green to gold to red shifting magnetic flakies and tons of hollow flakies. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 250 bottles. So I was trying something new while swatching this one. I was trying to see if I can rest my finger over the magnet while I'm swatching to get a really good magnetic pull. I think this might have been the wrong polish to do that with. I found that this one was pretty sheer, that you get the best, in my opinion, you get the best look with this one if you build it up in coats, 2 to 3 coats on its own, and then do a layer of, and magnetize your final coat. I feel you get the most opacity doing it that way. Alternatively, this can definitely be used as a topper. You will get a slightly vampy look like the Chirality polish if you put this over different colors. But I think that magnetic effect will be really, really cool that way. And I'm really bummed out that I didn't think to do that while I was swatching this one. But like, this one is super, super color shifty. I wore this one for like a day and a half and I was obsessed. It was so cool. I also swatched this one on my thumb in 1 coat. It was really cool, but I think it would have looked cooler if I had done 2 coats, 1 coat normal and then 1 coat magnetized. I think that would have looked even cooler. But this was a extremely fun polish to swatch. I didn't have any formula or application issues. This one, I definitely need to go back and play with this one again because I have some ideas. Next up, we have Music City Beauty with Shallow. They are continuing their Lady Gaga series. This one is described as a light purple with a scattered holographic. It's priced at $11.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. Shallow had a great formula. It didn't feel overly thick or thin, and I did not have any application issues. This one applies very much like a creme polish, so it does self-level out really nicely. And I found that the light purple base leans a tiny bit periwinkle, just in my opinion. Like last month's polish, this one is, the holographic in this is very delicate. I found that in my indoor lighting, for the most part, it looked like a gray shimmer effect. And then once I got it outside in the sunlight, I could definitely see those rainbows from the hollow sparkle. It is a delicate hollow, but it is also very beautiful. This polish is going to be opaque in 2 to 3 coats depending on application and potentially your nail length. I had a couple of light spots, so I went in for 3 coats. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be difficult to remove. Next up, we have Red-Eyed Lacquer with You Are Your Best Self. Red-Eyed Lacquer is continuing their Eric Carle theme. This one is described as a white Chirality with a red to gold to green shifting shimmer, 2 different types of color shifting flakies, and scattered holographic flakies. It's priced at $12.50 for 13 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. This one had a great formula. The white base goes on really nicely, but I did notice if you try to overwork it, you will cause some light spots. The shimmer in this has color shifts very similar to Unicorn P, and the flakies all spread out evenly and easily on their own. This is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on application and preference. I think with very careful application, short nails could be good in 2 coats. I'm going to go in for 3 coats. I felt like that gave me the best coverage. Nothing in here dry down textured or will be difficult to remove. Next up, we have another new to the channel. We have Sassy Cat's Lacquer. Sassy Cat's Lacquer is continuing their 2020 playlist theme, and they have Do It With Passion. This one is described as a red shifty polish with Aurora shimmer that shifts a red, orange, and gold. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. This had a great jelly-like formula. It applied evenly and easily on its own. It did not feel overly thick or thin. It is on the sheer side, so you're going to want to build this one up in 3 coats for best opacity. Alternatively, you can also use this over like a visible nail line blurring base. I showed this one in my swatch photos in 2 coats over a blurring base. The effect was more creme-like. You kind of lose that jelly-like look with a visible nail line blurring base coat, but depending on what look you're going for, you might like that. I liked it without the blurring base, even though I had some pretty obvious visible nail line. The shimmer in this one is pretty strong, but also on the subtle side, if that makes sense. At arm's length, you can still see the shimmer, like it doesn't look like a creme from far away, but it's not like a super in-your-face shimmer, and the color shift is also more on the subtle side. So I did have some visible nail line with this polish. I did not experience any staining. And the final polish I have to share is by Swamp Gloss. Swamp Gloss is continuing their Archer Vice theme with Outlaw Country. This one is described as a white glow-in-the-dark Chirality with matte hexes and dot glitters. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 200 bottles. Outlaw Country had a great formula. It starts off on the more sheer side, but it builds up very nicely. The glitters in this also spread out evenly and easily on their own. I did hold the bottle upside down between coats, but I don't actually think that was necessary. But yeah, I wanted to ensure that I got the most glitter bang for my buck as I could. To get the glow-in-the-dark effect with this one, I charged it up with a UV blacklight flashlight for, I think it was just like a couple of seconds, and this one glowed for quite a while. I did not test to see how long it glowed for, but it charged up very quickly and easily for me personally. And like all of these Swamp Gloss polishes that I've tried, the glitters in this do not dry down textured. I only needed 1 coat of top coat to completely smooth this one out. Removal will be on the tricky side just due to all of those glitters, but I did not have any problems soaking this one off. And so that is everything. If it's looking like I am looking all over the place, it's because I had to take my glasses off because the lenses kept fogging up. And now everything is suddenly really blurry and I'm struggling to just like look in this direction. So my standout favorites for me, I think I'm going to go with the Swamp Gloss polish. I've been really enjoying glow-in-the-dark polishes, and when that one's not glow-in-the-dark, it's a white glitter Chirality, and you all know I love glitter Chiralities. Also, I'm also going to throw in the Music City Beauty polish. I really liked that delicate holographic paired with the base color. I thought that was really pretty. Also, again, glitter Chiralities, so the Heather's Hues polish is also going to be in my top favorites. It's blue, it's got glitter. I was very, very happy with that polish. And my final top pick, I think I'm going to go, actually, yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Color Spectrum polish. I don't know, I had a really hard time deciding favorites this month, like the Alter Ego, the Bee's Knees. I really enjoyed all of these polishes. So yeah, Hella Hemming Creations opens July 14th at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. Again, all the information will be linked down below. And don't forget, there will also be very limited overpours. There's a section for past month's polishes. They're up to December of 2020 right now for overpours. So the Heather's Hues polish, yeah, I think I made the right choice, which is a really beautiful sea foamy green type shade, is making a comeback. Super limited quantities. I will have a link in the description box with my blog post that has my full review and all of my swatch photos for that one. I wasn't doing YouTube videos when that one was released, so I don't have a live swatch for it. Just know it is very beautiful. Also, I almost forgot, I did put up a couple of new blog posts that I don't have videos for. 2 polishes by Adored Colors, and I also have this month's July charity box blog post up as well. I did not do videos for those just because I was running super late this month with everything. Definitely check out the blog posts. Those will also be linked down below. So yes, I will talk to you on the next video. Have a lovely weekend. Bye!